Hey guys and girls, it's Tom Panos here. And it's Sunday night rant, and that's the time. So I just want to make sure that we've got everyone, and we'll wait for this audience to build up. What a great rant I've got tonight for you. Tag someone, share it with someone, and today has a business approach to it, but it doesn't matter whether you're a real estate person, whether you're a loan broker, whether you are running your own business of any kind. Big wave to everyone that's waving on Insta. Hello, Wendy. It doesn't make a difference on what kind of business you're in. I'm going to help you to book yourself solid. You might be a personal trainer that's watching this. You might be someone that's a motor mechanic. You might be in the removalist business. But I'm going to give you a formula to book yourself solid. Hello, Chrissy. How are you? Hello, Susan. How you going? Susan spent the day with me, more or less. Dean Vassell, Ray White Elwood. You are on fire, my friend. Well done. So, hello, Mukran. And I am going to actually share with you. So, being working in the business world now for 30 years, a lot of the times, hello, Joe, hello to everyone. And if I miss someone, it's because I'm actually, not trying to be romper room. Hello, everyone. Hello, Stephen. But I know it's always good to hear your name. By the way, that is whenever you're talking to people, don't make it like too repetitive, but it is extremely useful to be actually calling people by their name. There's a special feeling about hearing your name. You know how it makes you feel. So you should actually bear that in mind. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Jim Nico from Elwood. Good to see you. Hello to you all. Hello, Amit. How you going? I have, for the last 30 years, been approached many times when we've launched a product, whether it's been for Murdoch at News Corp. Hello, Sanjay. How are you from the UK? Hello, Syed. How are you from Lakemba? I have, hello, Sean Newman, UK. Again, a big wave to you all. Mickey, Demian, how you going? How's business? Hey, Katrina. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Geez. Okay, fantastic. Hello, Chris. How are you? Hope business is good there. Hello, Edward Smith. He's made the change in the new brand there on the Gold Coast. Hello, Elena. Okay, so gang, enough of the hellos. I'm moving straight into this. Before I move in, I got to tell you, years and years of me doing interviews and years of me actually having coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions, right? You got to understand, I'd be probably, the person that has been the longest out there in the world of coaching. We're talking about someone that's been doing it for a very long time and probably the longest I know in real estate. So I've had more conversations than most. And I'm going to share with you what I believe is one of the major causes. Hello, Adam Freitas. How you going? Raymond Hall, Newtown. Maya, how you going? How are you all? I'm going to say this to you that one of the biggest causes of anxiety is when I have conversations with girls and guys in real estate, is that they say to me what stresses them and what causes them anxiety is when occasionally they go onto social media and they look at the post of their competitors and they see what they're doing, or they are making comparisons to other people who they believe are more stupid than them, but they're actually doing better than them. And that causes stress. Hello, Georgie, my cousin. How are you? So, gang, I think maybe some of you watching this may be able to relate to what I'm saying, is that there's certain people that you look at that cause you stress. My advice to you is, if there's anyone that causes you to feel drained, stressed, inadequate, simply don't follow them on Facebook. I will repeat it. Don't follow people that make you feel shit on Facebook. And that might actually be me. So I don't know. If you're watching this and you actually feel shitter after me speaking to you, I fully understand, endorse, support your decision to actually not come on to live stream or to actually unfollow me or on Insta. Chances are that that's not the case, otherwise you wouldn't be on here watching me live. But just remember, you have total control and authority on who you follow. You have total control and authority on who you spend your time with. So that's a major cause of anxiety. Remember this. When you compare yourself to others, you get bitter. When you compare yourself to yourself, you get better. When you compare yourself to what you were yesterday, you will always get better. When you compare yourself to other people, you will get pissed off. The other thing I'll say is listen very carefully. And many of you that are on Insta or Facebook right now watching this may be involved in the real estate industry. May I say to you that your audience, please remember, your audience is not other real estate agents. Your audience is vendors, buyers, people in your community. You must not post anything else on social media unless it is improving your attractiveness in your marketplace as a real estate professional. But what I actually have found out the more time I spend on here is that a lot of real estate people actually are targeting other real estate agents with their content. I'd like you to understand, like right now, there is a big land grab in the world of social media and people are flying left, right and center to get their own space. Without trying to sound like Gary Vaynerchuk too much, these are halcyon days for you to actually get eyeballs for a fraction of the cost of media, of TV or anything else of the last 2, 20, 30, 40 years. This is an incredible opportunity. And there are two things that every person needs to really get a hold of here. And that is they all need to become a content creator and they need to actually have channels to distribute that content. Now, the great news is between LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, to a less extent Twitter, Snapchat, you've got channels. Right? Of course you have the other channels, which is emails. But you know, as far as I'm concerned, people don't read emails, they scan emails. That should not be your strategy. And in fact, I will say to you, the inbox, Paul, and by the way, Paul Tonic, Paul, I hope I've said your name. I always fuck up your surname. But Paul from WA in Perth, I have to say, is one of the very good implementers of social media. This guy here knows. What does he do? And I think you've changed agencies and now you are called Realmark. But let me just go through some of the things that the smart people are doing on social media. Let's go through it. Number one, they're running competitions. We know competitions will drive engagement. So it means taking out your wallet and providing good competitions. Number two is getting people in your community that have got evidence that you've done an amazing job and them sharing that. Number three, in the ideal world, it would be fucking fantastic if you could get Russell Crowe to say that you're a great real estate agent, use this guy, right? The more influence they have, the better. But I don't know. Maybe that's got to be your strategy, that you work the shot callers in your marketplace and you use their influence on social, right? All I'm getting at is this. Please never forget, other agents do not pay your mortgage. It is vendors that pay your mortgage. So what you need to do is establish your brand and your market presence on social in that community, not necessarily in the real estate agent community. So, obviously my audience is estate agents. I play a different game. Mum's a magic, Paul says. Okay. So, gang, I'm going to share with you something that marketing agencies will charge you $40,000, $50,000 to do. I'm going to give you the framework, the template, the formula that a marketing agency does to build a brand and launch a product. Very relevant to everyone that's here. The first thing I want you to understand is this, that building a story, and David Miller beautifully talks about it in his book, is about building a brand. Building a story is about building a brand, and that is building a story brand. The first takeaway point I'd like you to get out tonight is this. Hello, Johnny. You need to stand out to win out. Remember that. You need to stand out to win out. Why? Because at the moment, people are being bombarded by messages from Foxtel, stuff in their letterbox, Insta, emails, text messages, right? There is all these people fighting for everyone's attention. So you need to stand out to win out. And marketing is about getting noticed, and sales is about closing. You won't be closing at the table, at the sales table, unless you actually have been noticed. Hello, Robbie Travato. Hello, Nick Pappas. So remember that marketing is about getting noticed, sales is about closing, and marketing is all about what's your story. Another thing I want to talk to you about stories. Remember this, stories sell, but facts tell. And in this Sunday night rant, I am going to cover how you'll never have to worry about hiring one of these, boutique, as they call them, boutique agencies, advertising agencies, because I'm going to show you exactly what they do. The first thing I'll say is the minute that someone wants to build the brand, they start looking at things like, oh, my social media platforms, or my website. Fuck the website, I can tell you, or fuck getting the new video, because until you can answer these three questions, what stuff you spend money on does not matter. Until these are the three questions. Please listen very carefully. Question number one, you've got to clearly articulate what you do. Number two, why a customer should choose you instead of a competitor. And of course, who you are. So let me go over it again. You have to articulate in your story who you are, what you do, and why would a customer pick you instead of a competitor. Now, let me recap and say to you, to help you understand how you'll actually get people to actually pick you, you must dwell down into Abraham Maslow's hierarchy needs. So some of you that actually have studied psychology will know that Abraham Maslow had a model, and the model was that we have a hierarchy of needs, and that those needs begin at the bottom level. The most important that start at the bottom level is this: food and water, basic necessities. When we go up the ladder to the next one, we have safety and shelter, protection, like a house with a roof on it. The third layer is about companionship, friends, relationships, reproduction. Then we move on to the fourth one, which is about spirituality and psychology. Some people call it self-actualization. However, let me tell you, you ask the person copping bombs in Syria or the person starving in Ethiopia whether fucking self-actualization is high on their needs. These people there basically are wanting food and water. These people here are wanting shelter. So this is important because I want you, particularly if you're in real estate here, think about it. We absolutely work in one of these, which is safety and shelter, the home. It is a big thing. And it's very big because it also covers companionship and family. So you can imagine the amount of influence we have on something that is so critical in the values. It's intrinsically critical if you are a real estate agent, far more than what it is in cars, right? So we must remember that we are born to protect our values. I want to move on. This is where it becomes extremely interesting. And you might have to fucking click on here and get super focused. Hey Gav, how you going? Gav, I will see you. By the way, we have momentum events in Brisbane on Tuesday. It is booked out, 1,400 people. We have momentum event in Melbourne on Thursday, booked out, 1,700 people on their waiting list. So I look forward to seeing you all. I'm sorry, even if you want to come now, it's not possible. Let's move on. I want you to understand this. In every story, now listen very carefully, in every story, there is what I call, Leanne will be coming to Mackay soon, and I miss you, the hero. And this is the most important part of my rant tonight. The hero of the story. And this is where businesses get it wrong. They think they're the hero of the story. The hero of the story is the customer. So everything you do is about you saving the hero. And in a movie, you know, there's always a hero, right? And with a hero, there's also the villain. And what the villain is, my friends, is the problem. And what you, my friends, is the guide that will actually save the hero. Herein lies the fucking problem, particularly in real estate. People get it wrong. They think they're the hero. No. The consumer is the hero. You must remember the consumer is the hero. And why is this important? Because when I hear companies in their marketing material say, we've been going on for 120 years. We have 300 outlets. We are in all continents. We do this line and do this line. Do you think that this solves the problem for the hero? The hero cares about themselves. The hero has self-interest. And this week alone, I was at the airport. I was in Perth this week speaking to 400-500 finance brokers. And whilst I'm waiting at the airport, I hear a guy sitting next to me talking to another person, and the other person, I couldn't hear what he was saying to the guy, but all I heard was this guy. I'm always using, by the way, guys and girls, while I go off subject, this thing here, I can't live without, right? This thing here is a super fast Signet charger, and what it does, it allows me to charge my iPhone 10 and have it moving fast all the time, right? Because I run out of power. And I would also recommend that you buy the fast car charger for your car, because they've got version 2, version 3, version 1. Version 3, the ones, for some reason, 3.0 car chargers absolutely charge things at a fraction of the time. But I can't live without these things. Anyway, getting back to my rant here. I'm at the airport and there's a guy, and I can hear the guy say, listen to this. He says, I don't care you're expanding. How does that help me? Good point. How does it help the customer that this guy is expanding? He didn't fucking care about it. So why is this important? Because you must always think, what is my hero's problem? And all my marketing will address that. Let's move on. And as I said to you, that every problem is what I call the villain. And what you've got to do, and what the best brands do, listen to me carefully here, what the best brands do is this. They articulate to the customer that they feel the problem. They actually repeat the problem. because that way the customer understands. And empathy is one of the most important things you've got to do to actually be able to get the customer to actually feel that you get it. So repeating what the problem that they've said is, but you know what I've noticed about the best of the best? They articulate a problem that the customer doesn't even know. They play another game. They don't go in and say, there's three of us and you're going to pick one of three. Nah. They play another game by changing the rules. That's what the best of the best do. So gang, I have to say to you that there are two things that you need to do when you make the customer the hero, and the way that you actually solve their problem is two things: empathy and authority. Authority says that this guy or girl is good. So I'm going to touch on that in a moment, but I'm going to go on and say to you, the next thing you need to do, and listen to me very carefully, and this is probably the best listing presentation in the world, when you actually give them your process as part of your solution. So let me explain to you how it would happen in real estate. You would say, so let me tell you, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, this is what happens when you authorize the paperwork and activate the process. What I do is the following. I will immediately walk outside of this house and I text all my agents in my office and they become aware of the new listing. First thing tomorrow, I speak to all the editors and they get triggered that this property needs to start getting editorial space. There is a photographer, a videographer, a signboard company. So what I'm saying is you should actually have your process as part of your presentation, because people love to actually know what happens next. And when you actually take them through the process, they think to themselves, okay, this makes sense. You have to understand, people hate expending calories on guessing. And what you do by providing no guesswork, you make things easy. We as humans have been told we don't want to expend calories. Don't make it hard for me. Make it easy for me to say yes. And here is another very important point. In 1979, a behavioral economist by the name of Daniel Kahneman studied one of the most profound things that you can actually learn in the world of business. And this is this. Listen to me very carefully. That the dissatisfaction felt after losing far outweighed the satisfaction felt by gaining. I will repeat that again. Daniel Kahneman studied the dissatisfaction felt after losing $1,000 was worse than the pleasure felt of winning $1,000. This is a profound psychological rule. What it says is this: I will protect $1,000 more. It hurts me more to lose that grand than the pleasure of actually gaining $1,000. What does that mean to you? If you're selling marketing or commissions, or I'll give you a perfect line. This is something that has cut through. Listen to me carefully. Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, what's more important to you? The risk of over-marketing by $3,000 or the risk of underselling by $30,000? Why is that so powerful? The losing of $30,000. People think I will lose $30,000 on the potential of the value of my home. Now I hope you can understand these drivers, my friends, because if you learn that rule, you will know that one of the drivers in influencing people is that they will do everything they can not to lose money. Safety sells. The last thing, my friend, that helps your brand story is the following. When you show other people that you have helped other customers, the heroes, and that you've guided them and you solved their problem and there was success, and that success came in the forms of testimonials. The success came in the forms of them gloating about you on video on social media. The success came in the form of you sending a document before you even visit the client for the first appointment that said our references, their names, their address, their mobiles and their emails. Talk to them. Gavin, you are the king, my friend. You are the king. Guys, this is so important because may I say to you, these big boxes with ribbons and pre-listing kits, fuck them. A simple document with a list of people that have solved, that you've solved the problem for, and they've put their name down and their address and their mobile and their email. And what you do is you say to the people, here they are. Contact these people at any time you like. That's power, my friends, because that shows that you're vulnerable and you're prepared to put your neck on the line. And guess what? 90% of the time, they won't even be ringing. Guys and girls, I'm going to finish on that point and I'm going to let you know that what are we doing this week? In the real estate gym, my friends, I am about to start a podcast which is going to my real estate gym members. And guess what the heading is? Stop calling so many wrong people. There are too many real estate agents interrupting strangers who don't want to fucking talk about them. And I'm going to give you a prospecting pyramid that you actually speak to the right people, because there's too many people treating real estate like it's a Manila call center. You don't understand what I'm getting about? What I'm saying is that you've got to actually remove what I call cold calling and turn it into smart calling. Because take it from a guy that is interviewing the best of the best. You know what they are? They're getting in front of the right people, not all people. Guys and girls, if you've enjoyed the rant, if you've enjoyed on Insta, please tag someone. And I want to let you know, always remember, be you, but be your best you. Thank you and God bless you.